I'm Bambi Francisco for Vader TV, the network for innovators. Well, increasingly, the private equity market is becoming less opaque as more companies emerge to provide information about startup valuations. And that's the service provided by VC Experts. It's a company that's been around for a while, but it's rolling out a new service that offers, that's essentially a database that includes deal terms and valuations of venture-based backed companies. Is that right, Michael?
That is correct.
And joining me to talk about VC Experts is Michael Ostendorff. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Bambi.
So this is becoming very popular now in terms of the information about private companies. That's a big push within Dow Jones to accelerate information about private companies. Thomson's in the business, Hoover's in the business,
Sure.
Capital IQ, all trying to make information about public companies and private companies more accessible. But specifically, you look at private company information. So, how does your database? How is that different from, say, the information I can get from a Dow Jones and a Thomson?
Sure, we have to explain. What VC Experts has done is kind of something that is unique to the industry in that we rely upon information contained within the Secretary of State's office. Our business intelligence team will go pull regulatory filings on particular companies, extract the key deal terms out, whether or not there was, what was the liquidation preference, if there were cumulative dividends. There are also regulatory filings that are out there that provide information that VC Experts has kind of cracked the code to ultimately give the end user a valuation for that company based upon a particular round of financing for a particular company. As you see here, this is the new redesigned website that we did just on March 14th, so a couple of weeks ago, in which you can search by company name, investor, investment quarter. Let's say you wanted to search for pharmaceutical companies or cardiovascular companies. There's a multitude of variables that you can search for and pull up a list of actual specific venture capital-backed companies.
Let's take a look at one.
Sure.
We have an IT services one. Let's look at all valuations.
Okay.
So let's drill into that one. And so let's just take a look at one of the companies. So you can see on the right-hand side, you've got the valuations there. So
be taking a look at Reply Incorporated here.
Okay.
So we do provide various levels of information, such as the key contact, but our main particular value add for the industry is the fact that we have a valuation based upon a particular round of financing date. And here are the deal terms, and we do break these down on a national level and on a regional level. So it gives an entrepreneur the ability to have some raw, specific data, really help them empower their term sheets when going to an investor.
And I see that you have a valuation here, $72 million post-money valuation, right, as of that's March 13th, 2007. But,
correct.
Before we get into how fresh the data is,
Sure.
How accurate is that?
We have actually found with a lot of the investors that we are spot on with the data.
With the valuation data?
With the valuation data. Now,
That's
we know
not the data that people actually give out.
No.
At all.
I mean, like I said, the main unique difference with VC Experts is this comes from regulatory filings. We do not get on the phone. We don't call these companies. We are not relying upon survey methods to gather this information.
Which you're saying that's what
your competitors in the industry, the large databases who have been very successful, and I give them their credit. We wanted to find a way to increase the validity and accuracy of the data for an entrepreneur.
Okay. So how often is this updated? Because recently we had Retrievo in here. The company Retrievo raised $8 million or so. But it's not updated in your database.
Well, I will give you this information up top. The dollar amount and the rounds of financing comes from a third-party service provider. This information down here is what VC Experts has done. We are adding new information in here on a daily basis. So granted that the valuation, we may add an additional valuation by the next quarter for that company. We do have about a 1-quarter lag on replying or supplying the valuation and deal terms on a particular round of financing for a company.
How many companies do you have in your database?
There are close to 2,000 companies right now.
Okay.
And after having just launched this in November, getting to 2,000 was no easy task, but we now have over 1,075 valuations, close to 3,000 sets of deal terms, and over 2,000 companies in the database.
And where do you see that going? Are you ramping it? How are you going to ramp that up?
It's our ultimate goal is by probably Q1 2009 to be at 5,000 companies. and just
and how
keep on
do you
growing.
get those companies in?
We actually we get this information, get the list of companies based upon the PwC Money Tree Survey and various other industry documents and studies that are out there. VC Experts will take a certain percentage of those companies and go to the Delaware Secretary of State or California and pull up the amended certificates on those companies. So granted, it is only I think we're about 50% of the deals on a quarterly basis that we're able to capture right now. But it's more than has ever been available in other service providers.
So you have paying subscribers. That's your revenue model. Who pays? How many do you have, and how much are they paying?
Currently, what we did with our new rollout is made it available on a monthly subscription basis for an entrepreneur. It costs $325 to get access to all of the companies in here. So you do get unlimited access to all of the companies.
For how long?
That is for 30 days.
Now for 30 days. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
You can do on an annual basis. That is kind of subject. Some entrepreneurs
do a lifetime basis.
Yeah, well, we would love to have them do that. We are doing that with a lot of the investment banks, fund managers, and law firms and accounting firms.
Okay, how many people do you have paying $325 a month?
We've got, I believe, the last count was about 2,500 since the inception in November.
And who are they? Are they you're saying entrepreneurs are the ones?
Various startups looking for valuation statistics for specific comparables.
So how do you get distribution of this product? How do you get it out there to your customers, the entrepreneurs, and
various marketing outlets? What we do right now, as far as informing them about this information, the VCExperts.com site has a weekly email called the Buzz email that we've had since 1999. Has approximately 50,000 people a week read this from all over the world, and that's from our subscribers. They then forward that on. We do advertising models in that. We do have partners with Funding Post, Business Plan. A lot of the large corporations will also inform their clients that this information is now readily available to them.
Okay. So we have, we're pretty close to Dow Jones and Thompson, and Dow Jones being my former employer. So how is, once again, because I'm sure they'd be very intrigued with this product.
Absolutely.
How is this different from what they're providing?
Dow Jones, I have to give them their due credit, has been fabulous. They have built a phenomenal database. We saw a need to kind of take it to the next level. We didn't want to step on their toes, being that they provide accurate company information, cash flows. But for the venture capital industry, there was a need to get some specific comparables. Instead of an entrepreneur using public comparables, it doesn't make sense for me to go value myself against a Microsoft or a Google when they've already gotten the IPO stage. So if I'm a startup entrepreneur, I have no cash flows, I need to compare myself with somebody who's on the same level as I am. This database gives them that opportunity to do that.
The valuations.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck. It's definitely
thank you very much.
Useful for the Vader community as well. Thank you, Michael Ostendorff.
Thank you, Bambi.
I've been speaking with Michael Ostendorff of VC Experts. I'm Bambi Francisco.